Today on CityCast Nashville, we are all in holiday shopping mode, but maybe you'd like to give your family and friends something that gives back. Amanda Clellan, Director of Communications and Advocacy at Thistle Farms, is here to tell us how their candles, lotions, and handmade goods help women in Nashville rebuild their lives. Plus, she's got great recommendations for other local social enterprises and nonprofits where your holiday dollars can really make an impact. It's Tuesday, December 16th. I'm your host, Marie Cecile Anderson, and this is what Nashville's talking about. Amanda, welcome to CityCast Nashville. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Thanks for having us.
Of course, so excited to talk to you. The holidays are huge for Thistle Farms. What's one product you wish more people knew the story behind?
You know, it's going to seem very obvious and probably very simple, but I would say it's the candle. You know, we're known for our candles. That is what most people buy. That's our biggest seller. And so I think that is probably the product that I wish more people knew about because it does so much. I mean, it's not just for the women that make it, but it creates opportunities. It creates opportunities for all the women that we've yet to meet. It's something that creates job training and meaningful employment. You know, the director of operations, the warehouse manager, they are both graduates of our program, our residential program. The shipping logistics operations, which is led by a graduate of the program. Our wholesale team, which is led by a graduate of the program. There are women with lived experience and survivors of different types of commercial sexual exploitation in the driver's seat, helping to create these products. And it's all because of that one candle that we started literally pouring out of pots and pans in church basements 20-something years ago. We first started this a social enterprise, or what we like to say justice enterprise, in 2001. And it has grown from, like I said, church basements to a 22,000 square foot manufacturing facility. And it's all because of that one candle that people might just buy because they think, oh, this smells nice. And it does so much more. It is all about lighting the way home for the next woman, the women who are still out on the streets, the women who are trying to find their way out of different types of interpersonal violence, incarceration, addiction. That one candle lights the way.
Tell us the story behind one of the shared trade holiday products for this year, and if you would explain what shared trade means.
Our shared trade program, we started a couple of years ago. It actually started as a result of a partnership with an artisan collective in Rwanda. They were farming rose geranium to make essential oils. And we partnered with them to be able to use that rose geranium oil in our bug spray that we were just launching. And it just kind of sparked this idea of how could we help other collectives throughout the world, people who live in marginalized communities, people who have experienced war and who are refugees, and be able to bring our mission to them as well as bring their wares to the audiences that we serve. And so that has grown now. We have those partnerships with over 40 artisan partners across the world. Our shared trade philosophy is that it is an aligned group of artisans and collectives where we are making sure that they are getting fair market value. We like to say that, shared trade is more than fair, as in fair trade, because fair trade will typically have those like margins around, I don't know, maybe like a 30% profit share. We are striving to make sure that it's 60% because we want to make sure that we are giving back to those communities, and all of them as partners are reinvesting in their communities, whether it's building a school, building their own version of safe housing. It's a beautiful way to celebrate the creativity and the artistry and the cultures of other countries. One of the great products that I would like to highlight from this year's collection, it seems very simple, but it's crocheted coasters from a partner called Love Rises. And Love Rises is a collective of knitters who are Ukrainian refugees. We were connected with them a couple of years ago when the war started, and we were sending them money and supplies and materials so that they could have headlamps while they're in bunkers, crocheting blankets, crocheting socks, things that we sell in the store and online right now, because they were trying to make something come of what they were experiencing. Collectively being able to talk, be in community, and process what they were going through while their cities were being bombed, while they were hiding. You know, it's an honor to be able to carry those products and be able to carry those stories. And those are stories that you're not going to hear from, some big box retailer. Those are stories where people have poured heart and soul and struggle into the products that they're making, which is exactly the same as what the women here do. They're pouring it into every candle. They're pouring it into every room mist. They're pouring it into every soap and lotion that they're making. We have come to realize that making things, being proactive, being able to take control of your situation by creating something that you can share with others is so healing in and of itself.
Every day, United Way of Greater Nashville brings our community together so every child, individual, and family in Middle Tennessee can thrive. Right now, 1.2 million Tennessee households are working hard but still struggling to make ends meet. Nearly half of Davidson County families and a third in Williamson County live below the ALICE threshold. That's asset limited, income constrained, and employed. But did you know that last year alone, United Way partners helped meet nearly 500,000 basic needs across Middle Tennessee? That means thousands of Davidson County students started school with supplies this fall. And kids in Williamson County get free books each month, all thanks to the United Way and its supporters. Your workplace can be a part of supporting the United Way's vital work today, because when employees give together, morale grows, businesses thrive, and Greater Nashville becomes stronger. Learn how your workplace can help at unitedwaygreaternashville.org/workplace-campaigns. Together, we're lifting up Middle Tennessee, meeting needs today and building stronger communities for tomorrow. The holidays are the perfect time to give something personal, but who actually has the time? With Aura Frames, you look like you planned it all along. Last Christmas, I went on a cruise with my mom and her two sisters. This year, I uploaded all of those photos into an Aura frame to give each of them so we can relive those memories together, especially since we wish we were all cruising around Greece right now. Every frame comes in a premium gift box with no price tag, and I even got to add a personalized message to each one. You can't wrap togetherness, but you can frame it. For a limited time, save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off Aura's best-selling Carver mat frames, named #1 by Wirecutter, by using promo code CityCast at checkout. That's auraframes.com, promo code CityCast. This deal is exclusive to listeners and frames sell out fast, so order yours now to get it in time for the holidays. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply. Thistle Farms just hosted the Ethos Market. Mm-hmm. Can you tell us about that and how it makes an impact? And can folks still grab some of those products?
Ethos Market, that is all about, elevating what we've been talking about, elevating the artisans and the makers who are giving back in different ways to their own communities, to people who are experiencing the same hardships and struggles as they are. A lot of them are social enterprises, or what we like to call justice enterprises. A justice enterprise is something that seeks to make the mission the workforce. You're putting people over profits. Forbes magazine a couple of years ago had described Thistle Farms like this, and it is so true about so many social enterprises and justice enterprises out there, that it is a mission with a business as opposed to being a business with a mission. Some of those vendors are folks that we work with regularly. Strings for Hope is right here in Nashville. Lazarus Artisan Goods is in Honduras and Haiti. They are shared trade partners of us, but they also had the ability to be there at the Ethos Market. You also had Able, which is just down the road from us here in the Nations. But Able, because we are so missionally aligned, we work with them regularly every spring when we're about to have graduation for our residential program. They invite that graduating class to come over to the storefront in the Nations, do a private shopping event where they are able to pick out a full outfit, including accessories and jewelry, and they donate that entire outfit to the women so that they can wear it in their graduation photo shoot, and they can have it for job interviews, for whatever they need, just to feel beautiful as they deserve to feel. And that generosity is just, it's wonderful to be a part of. The Ethos Market is one of those ways to just help people discover what's out there and how they can support local and small, knowing that their money is going right back into a community that will use that in a meaningful way.
Beyond Thistle Farms, what other mission-driven or social enterprise, social justice shops in Nashville should people know about for holiday gifts?
The big one that comes to mind that we work with, we serve their coffee in the cafe, is The Well. I'm personally a huge fan of The Well. I live in Bellevue. I go to that location all the time. But when we were trying to find a new coffee vendor for the cafe, The Well was just so missionally aligned with us because their whole thing is turning coffee into water. They take the proceeds from their coffee sales and they pour it back into the communities where individuals are farming the coffee that they use to create fresh water, drinking water initiatives and wells so that those communities have access to clean water. And so I would definitely encourage folks to go out, learn more about what The Well does and support them because they have great coffee and food. They are open on the days where the cafe isn't and some of the hours where the cafe isn't. So it works out well.
I'm sure listeners at home are thinking, as we're trying to be conscious consumers this year, maybe I don't need any more stuff, but I'd like to donate to a great local nonprofit in someone's name. Where do you recommend?
There's just so many nonprofits and community partners that we work with. We partner with them to be able to provide job opportunities for the folks that they serve alongside the women that we serve. We have individuals from Dismiss House, which is a little closer to town on Charlotte Avenue, men who have experienced addiction and incarceration. We rely on community partners like Mending Hearts to provide recovery and substance abuse resources and support. We rely on the Sexual Assault Center for therapy, trauma therapy, the YWCA to help us find resources for women who go through our organization and through our residential program. So we rely on those community partners to really help us be able to provide that holistic continuum of care throughout the 2-year residential program and beyond that, so that they are fully supported every step of the way. We work very closely with the Metro Office of Family Safety, and they provide some incredible resources. While they are a Metro entity, they are always in need of canned food and clothing and resources to be able to provide individuals who come through their facility who have experienced interpersonal violence, who might need to be either sent to the Thistle Farms residential program or sent to the YWCA's domestic violence shelter or sent to any of these other organizations. They're a great referring agency. And so I think that being able to look them up and learn a little bit more about what they do and support them is great. I mean, everybody knows about Second Harvest Food Bank, but you also have the Nashville Food Project. You have the store. Food insecurity is a huge driver for the circumstances that can lead to someone experiencing exploitation. Food insecurity, housing insecurity, all of that, things that a lot of us are privileged enough to take for granted. And by supporting organizations that help Nashvillians meet those basic needs, you can prevent someone in some small measure from having to experience exploitation just to make ends meet.
What does the holiday season mean to your residents and graduates?
It's meaningful for everyone, but when you're talking about women who have experienced exploitation, by the time they come into our organization, they may have never experienced a safe or happy holiday, a warm holiday. And so when we have our holiday celebrations at Thistle Farms. We have them for our graduates. We have them for the current residents. And it's all because we want to help surround them with the community to remind them that they are not alone and that there are so many people who are here to walk alongside them and to love them until they are able to reunite with family members, until they are able to step into the life that they are building for themselves to flourish from there and thrive. So I think that the holidays are incredibly powerful around here because we all know what love and community can do. And the holidays are the best time to be able to show that to others.
I just have to say, I went in recently during the holiday season and you felt that hustle and bustle. It almost felt like Santa's workshop, like what you would envision like as a child, but you felt that spirit, you felt the community. It was just a beautiful way to celebrate the holidays. So I encourage listeners to go enjoy a meal at the cafe, buy some products. You will catch that spirit. Can you share a moment when you first saw the impact of Thistle Farms' mission in the life of one of your residents?
Oh my God, there are so many. I mean, I want to say, and I don't think that she will mind me sharing, there was one graduate in particular. She graduated in 2024. She was originally in the program in 2017. And that sticks out to me because of the fact that when I did her graduation interview with her, it was around the time of like the last partial solar eclipse in early 2024. And when she was in the program the first time around, she was here when there was the total solar eclipse. And she had talked about how that felt like such a full circle moment for her, that she was here during that first eclipse. She wasn't quite ready yet. She ended up leaving the program before she graduated, before she completed. She had to go through a little bit more before she was ready to come back and fully step into the amazing person that she is today. And when she came back and we did that interview, she was, about 2 months away from graduating. She was a team lead in the manufacturing facility. She had reunited with her kids. She was living on her own for the first time in years and decades. And now she has continued to work at Thistle Farms. And now she is the new manager of our shipping logistics operation. I mean, I absolutely adore her. And I think that that is one of the most beautiful, holistic, full circle moments of working in this community is the fact that that healing process, it's not going to be perfect. Not everybody is going to be able to get it right the first time. We all know that healing is not an A to B journey. You're going to go up, down. You're going to backstep 20 steps before you can take one step forward. But she got there.
Oh, it's all about patience and support.
Mm-hmm.
We're coming to an end. So how can our listeners support your mission year round, not just during the holidays?
I mean, there's so many ways to do that, whether it's through donating, whether it's through volunteering. We have a robust volunteer engagement program where you are able to do things, whether it is helping to decorate the residential homes for the holidays, to, assembling street outreach bags that are hygiene bags that we help give out whenever we're doing street outreach in high traffic areas of prostitution and trafficking, to be able to plant those seeds of hope, whether it's shopping and dining at the cafe. There's so many people who will choose the cafe for their bridal showers, for their baby showers, which might not necessarily stick out to a lot of folks, but it's a beautiful event space. And it's a way to have, your wedding reception in a place that is giving back to a community rather than, paying enormous, egregious amounts of money for a huge venue. And I mean, there's so many ways. Being able to just kind of stay in touch with us and learn about our legislative advocacy efforts is also a great way, because if you have connections with elected officials, people in government, to help us be able to push a piece of legislation, a bill across the finish line, whether it is increasing expungement opportunities so that women have more access to jobs and housing, or whether it is, like our latest piece of legislation, the Ink of Hope Act, to be able to provide human trafficking awareness training to tattoo artists across the state of Tennessee as part of their licensure, so that they are able to know whether or not they are potentially branding someone who is being trafficked. If you have a connection, if you have an in with an industry, an organization, you work for an employer who wants to get more involved in the community, just reach out to us. There are always ways that we can plug you in, that we can plug your employer in, that we can provide resources for the people in your circles to learn how they can be involved.
And then let's look ahead to next year. What are you looking forward to most? Any new projects, products, or partnerships you're excited for?
Early in the year, and I don't know the exact date yet, but it will be in the first 2 to 3 months of the year, we are launching a new scent in the healing oil line that will involve candles and essential oil blends and everything, all focused around making sure that folks are able to prioritize rest and self-care. Right now in that line, we have scents like calm and healing and comfort and focus, but rest is very important. Especially in the winter time, rest, everybody wants to hibernate. Everybody wants to just kind of hunker down a little bit. And I think that this new scent line is going to be such a great way to just kind of help yourself learn how to slow it down and to encourage others to do that as well. And then beyond that, we just finished a capital campaign, the first phase of a capital campaign, where we expanded our safe house beds from 4 to 8. That safe house provides 30 days of crisis intervention, crisis case management services for women who are just coming off the street and need to figure out what their next steps are. And now we are in the process of raising money for the second phase of our capital campaign program to be able to rebuild a couple of our residential homes so that we can provide more ADA accessible amenities, like better amenities in some of those houses, because we are all about making sure that when women come into the program, they feel lavished and they feel loved, because they deserve that. And so there's a lot of really exciting things on the horizon, and just visit thistlefarms.org and stay tuned.
That's right. I was going to shout out your website again, thistlefarms.org. Everybody at home, let's get shopping and support Thistle Farms. Thank you, Amanda, so much for joining us. Happy holiday.
Thank you. Happy holidays.
That's all for today here on CityCast Nashville. And don't forget, you can support this show and get great perks by becoming a CityCast Nashville neighbor at membership.citycast.fm. If you enjoyed the show, why not tell your friends? Rate the show, leave us a review, and subscribe to our Hey Nashville newsletter. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more news from around the city. Toodles!